Hello traders, this is Day Trader Matt with businesswithtrading.com doing an E-mini trading recap for the 10th of January, Friday, and today was another great day in the markets. Basically had a very slight gap up here, move lower, and then a choppy to sideways, and then eventually lower and sideways again into the lunchtime period. Today we had 3 trades and pulled 6 3/4 points out of the market. And like I say all the time, trading is basically about being consistent. With your game plan. You might not make trades one day. You might make a couple trades another day. And that's really what trading is all about. You don't you don't make 20 trades in a day. You don't make 50 trades in a day. At least that's not my style. I know some people that used to trade a lot. They used to trade something like that many years ago. And then computers have kind of taken over where that type of trading was possible. I think right now my style of trading is the best style of trading for me. And in that, it is only taking a couple trades per day. Some days not even taking a trade, because sometimes it might not be conducive to trading, and sometimes you might just not feel that well, and maybe you shouldn't take any trades. Anyway, today let's get into it. Our first trade was a long off the open, a long right over here. We were able to ride that up a little bit, taking some profit. Obviously it did roll back over, chopped around a little bit, did sell off, and we ended up getting long down here. Took some profit on the way up here, and then over here we did get long over here, and took some profit on this move here. And then, eventually the market did roll over. It was very ugly in doing so. Then it found a little support and, kind of went sideways to higher into lunch. And sometimes the market does that. And that's my style. I like to take a few trades per day, and I try to, take the ones, try to make them count, try to, maximize what I have. And really, our advantage as retail traders is where we enter the market at, because we decide where we enter the market at. The market's going to decide where we exit. Basically, I mean, when we enter the market, we can have our entry, and we can have our stop loss. And that's how I trade. I always have a target, always have a stop loss, 100% of the time. But the market's going to either go higher or go lower, and depending on if we're short or long. We're either going to be in profit or we're going to be stopped out for a little bit of a loss. And that's really what the market does. And that's why I like to take a few trades and try to maximize them. And it's all about having that mindset and having a plan. If you don't have a plan, you really don't know where you're starting. You don't know where you're finishing. A plan is something that tells you, this is what I'm going to do. And even if you know what you're going to do, still write it down. Just because that's what all the successful people do. They write stuff down. Even if you know it, you write it down, because when you write it down, it makes it more real. And I could talk a lot about that topic, but anyway, that's one thing that I do think that is crucial to being a good trader, is having that plan and being able to implement that plan. So anyway, hopefully you got something out of what I was talking about. It made sense to you. You can always email me directly if you want. A business support at businesswithtrading.com is my email. You can also put comments below the video if you want. And I appreciate all the feedback, comments, all of that. It's great. So, and thanks for watching the video. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Enjoy your families, have a great time, and then I'll see you back here next week in the market. So with that, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you back here next week. Thank you.